Welcome to the Web3 Builders Journal, the ultimate storytelling podcast for builders in the space. Join us as we dive into the journeys of Hetfleis founders, exploring the strategies they use to become who they are today. Tune in and get inspired.
Yeah, welcome to Web3 Builders Journal podcast. As you know, this is a podcast that documents the stories of builders in the space, Web3 leaders, guys that are adding up value to the space, guys that are making sure that this space goes forward. And thank you for joining once again. Thank you so much for joining. So I will start by asking my first question, the very first question that says, who is Mr. Jan Web3? Am I right? Is that it?
Yes. GM, thank you for having me. My name is Jan. I'm from Prague, Czech Republic. I'm a marketer for Clivio X. We are a software development and venture studio specializing in blockchain app development. So maybe just to clarify my role, I'm a still traditional B2B marketer, but for a company that operates in Web3. So this is also changing a little bit because as we grow, we are also launching our own projects. So I'm also able to do now hands-on marketing for some of our in-house Web3 projects.
Oh, that's lovely. So I would love to dig deep into your background story. How did you get into Web3? What drew your attention to Web3? And what was that thing that made you so curious about Web3 in the first place?
Yeah, sure. I might give a little bit longer answer. I'll go a bit back, but maybe it will be interesting for listeners to hear the whole story. So actually after school I didn't know really what I want to do. I had some IT background, but I wasn't a developer. So my first job I worked as an IT support for a grocery store chain. It was a very repetitive and monotonous type of work, and I knew this wasn't for me. And once I discovered the world of digital marketing through YouTube, and it got me hooked. It was a perfect blend of technology and creativity. So I immediately fell in love and started to learn myself from YouTube. Eventually I managed to get a job. I joined an agency as a junior paid advertising specialist, and I slowly start to learn more about other branches of marketing like branding, emailing, SEO, and so on. So after that, I eventually joined a residential development company as a marketer, managing all aspects of digital marketing. And at the time, I was listening to a podcast by Michael Stelzner from Social Media Examiner. And he started a new series called Web3 Business Podcast, where he was interviewing people building in Web3 and what are they doing, what are the use cases of Web3, and I found it super interesting. So I didn't come through a traditional role of discovering cryptocurrencies and like trying to get rich, but I got to it through like the actual use cases, something that can be done that wasn't previously possible. So I found that super interesting, and I fell down the Web3 rabbit hole, never got out of it. I got my wallet drained first time I tried to mint an NFT because I could an ad on Twitter. I guess a lot of people have a similar experience. So really, it was the concept of owning things online and using them, for example, to access experiences, and also building a more open and fair internet where people weren't being exploited by these giants like Google or Meta, which I was very familiar with as I use their platforms daily. So that's how I got into Web3. I guess that's it.
Wow. It's like everyone has this same story of getting drained by getting their wallets drained. Yeah. And what about forgetting access to your wallet? Did any of that happen to you in your early days?
Yeah. No, I actually managed to always write down my seed phrase. But I didn't get drained once. It was more times, and since then I also started to use some protection tools like fire and some other things. So since then I'm pretty more cautious using some burner wallets as well. Doing some of the practices.
Wow, that's good. So if I could get you clearly, you said that means you started your background from digital marketing, then coming into Web3, you just enhanced on it and leveraged on the same type of marketing, but now this is Web3 marketing, right?
Yeah, exactly. When I was in the previous company and got hooked on Web3, I actually started to post about it on LinkedIn because for me it was also a way to learn. Like when I was writing about it, it helped me to understand it more. And maybe after 2 or 3 months, I got approached by my current HR colleague with an offer to join Clivio X, and I was super excited. I accepted. I first started part-time, like managing Twitter and so on, and we saw that it was a good fit, so I chose to transfer fully. At the time we had maybe about 10 people. Now we are about 30 people and still growing, so it's been a journey. And that was about in the end of 2022, around when the FTX collapsed. So I'm also pretty new to Web3, I would say. I like to think that I'm still pretty early, but I can say I'm OG blockchain user.
Wow, that's lovely to hear. So now let's compare and contrast now. What was the difference between the Web2 marketing, Web3 marketing, and which one is more interesting so far? Can you just tell us differences and all those things? Because this section, like getting to know more about you, getting to know more about your expertise, we help people that are just coming into the space, people that are just getting onboarded and want to understand everything about Web3 marketing. And even yes, there are actually guys that are doing this Web3 marketing of a team, but they are still trying hard to get some things right. So maybe there are things that you can actually share when it comes to Web3 marketing versus Web2 marketing. So please,
Yeah, sure. So I think some things in Web2 and Web3 are pretty similar. On the other hand, there are also big differences. So when I came from Web2 with a strong background in paid advertisement, I understood pretty quickly that most paid advertising doesn't work in Web3, and the focus is shifted to project, its investors and users, which together creates this thing we call a community. So that was the biggest discovery and like the biggest mind shift in thinking about marketing. And it also took a lot of discovery to understand that not all communities are created equally. The nature of Web3 is closely tied to financial gains, I think, and especially today we can see it with airdrops being sold immediately after TGE. Like it's not that easy to create a really good community that sticks with you. I think the success is about actually solving real problems for real people. I think we also hear that a lot, or giving them something new and fun that they want to use and come back to. And the come back to thing, I think, is also a huge pain for projects because we have a very narrative driven industry and people jump from one thing to another in a short amount of time. So this is something that you need to work on. And at our company, we urge founders not to go straight into development, but go through a product discovery phase first. And this means that we do some market analysis, some competitor analysis, but most importantly, we do quantitative and qualitative consumer research. So we actually see and can tell the founders like if their product actually has a potential, because of course people want to build fast and go to the market, but they need to understand if there will be actually demand for their product, if it has a chance to be successful. So that's a big difference from Web2. I feel like when you are developing in Web2, we have a long history of developing products in Web2. So founders there understand this more easily. They know that if they want to come up with something new, they need to do their research first. But I feel like in crypto, people just rush to develop and deploy, but then they are disappointed that they cannot attract, or if they can attract some users, that they cannot retain them.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Then what about as a marketer that you have been now? What's the biggest challenge? Let me ask this too. What's the biggest challenge that you have faced as a Web2 marketer and a Web3 marketer? Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge is that there's no way, isn't like one single way how to market products. A lot of are changing.
Yes.
You cannot just follow some rules. Oftentimes what works is to make your own rules, come up with your own strategy, trying to be different, and it's a hard thing to do, but also it's an opportunity for people that are creative, people who can think creatively and come up with some ideas. This is a perfect playground. And I would also say that you need to test quickly. If you see that something doesn't work, like try to shift your focus, try something different. I think that's the biggest difference, biggest struggle that projects might have. And then of course the work with your community, how to engage them, how to get them love your product, how to explain them your value, keep them all like these incentive mechanisms can come to play. You are, as a marketer, you should be also able to design some incentive systems that keeps your community engaged, keeps them coming back. But it's hard to also find a balance, so your project is not like losing, let's say, money, and but your community also gets something, and they are coming back.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and also got the biggest reality in Web3 is just that there's no one approach, there's no single approach to marketing in Web3. And based on someone said something that in Web3, market dictates a lot of things. So if the market will be dictating a lot of things and the market is not constant and stagnant, there is going to be renewed strategies, like there is going to be strategies to be applied on daily basis. And you said something, you said if it is not working, just shift your focus on another thing. Just make sure that, okay, how do we correct this thing not to work? Thank you for that. That's okay. Thank you for that. So let's talk about your current role at is it Cliviox now?
Yeah, actually we are Clivio X, and we come from a sister company, Clivio, which is focusing on Web2 development. We are Clivio X. We need to differentiate ourselves, so we are focused on Web3 development.
So how does it be like to be a marketing manager at Clivio? Like, what do you do? What are those things you do? How do you work? What are those activities? Because there is somebody that wants to become a marketing manager out there that wants to learn from, okay, who can I learn from? And he or she might be listening to this podcast to get some deep knowledge about, okay, what is the work of a marketing manager in a certain brand?
Yeah, so I've been in this company for over a year now, and it's ever changing type of work, I would say. I've tried many things since I joined. I am lucky enough that the company was quite new and that they are open to trying new things. So I'm also actually the only marketer in the company, so I don't have any team. I'm kind of like jack of all trades, doing everything hands-on.
Bro,
So-
that's big.
So when I first joined, of course, the first thing that I went to was paid advertisement. But even for a B2B company, it's a bit hard. So then I shifted my focus. I focus on our social media. I focus on our blog. But those are things that like don't bring you leads. Like they are nice to have for like social proof. If people see, if like you actually get some potential client, they can check your social media and they see that you are going to conferences, that you create some interesting content. They understand that you know what you are talking about, that you are, how to say it, trustworthy, I would say, that you have some track record. So this is more for like our social proof. I want to focus more on actually getting leads. So I think that's what marketing for our company should do. And there are also several things I've tried. The main thing I would say that worked for us were events. Events are great, but not always you can afford to like go to some big event and paid for sponsorships, because they are usually pretty expensive. So what I was always trying to do is come up with some barter. I was trying to leverage our partners, bring them on board. We have also I have some media contacts, so I was connecting events to some media and do some kind of barter, so we could still appear at the event, but at no cost or very low cost. And that's actually where we were able to get most of our clients. Because we are doing a pretty good job, we are also getting a lot of referrals, which is great, but that's not something I can really affect. So another thing that I'm now focusing on is PR. I'm not doing this myself. We found a partner for this. So getting more word out about our company is definitely important, especially nowadays. We do it mainly for hiring purposes. As we are growing, we need more people to join, so we can actually manage to deliver everything on time and in a good quality. And something that's more focused on lead generation that might be interesting for the audience is actually we leverage LinkedIn to get more leads. We also found a partner for it, but the approach, I think, can be even applied for individuals or some other companies, like they can do it themselves. And it works in a way that we've been creating content. Basically what I was doing, or what you are doing, what a lot of people are doing, creating content about industry, about how we work, what we think, some thought leadership, some guides. And we were getting a list of people who are interested, and after some time, I think maybe 2 or 3 months, we came up with a webinar. Our webinar was focused on token pre-sales. That's one thing that we do for projects. We develop a website, we manage all the backend, and we manage token pre-sales. We have a good experience with it, so we made a webinar based on that. It was like a cookbook, how to do token pre-sale. We had over 100 attendees, and from that a lot of people got back in touch with us and were interested, and that's how we leveraged LinkedIn to generate leads for us. We are planning to do another webinar. This one will be focused on Telegram and Telegram apps, which are now a big hit. We also get a lot of demand for that. And just maybe to to again explain how this works, you basically create content and establish yourself as someone who knows their craft, and you establish authority. And so people get to know you, they see your content, they know who you are, and then they come and join, and they see that you bring them some value, and then they are more open to work with you. It's a different approach, like when you are trying just to cold email people or just write them a message offering your services. This is more on a trust based, and we've seen great results with that. So that's definitely something that we are now focusing on, keep on doing. And yeah, I think that's the main focus now. I am also planning to revisit paid advertising, but I'm going to do some more due diligence how to do it properly in B2B and see if there will be a way. But yeah, it's pretty hard. Like establishing yourself, being known, and getting those referrals. I think that's the best way to generate leads for us. And I think this approach can also apply to projects in Web3. Like you go out, you show your skin, you tell people what your vision is, and if they align with you, then you build that trust, and they come to you if you like your product. And yeah, I think this is a great approach. It's something opposite of like just showing ads to someone and like trying to get them come to buy your product. And I love it because you also get to be creative. You get to write about different things, and yeah, definitely I can recommend LinkedIn for this.
I love that. And comparing LinkedIn to Twitter, I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of Web3 folks say, Twitter is the native, is where the interaction goes on for Web3. Twitter is the also called is where the Web3 community is found and all those things. Now, and yeah, as there are a lot of big influencers like top KOLs on Twitter that are really like saying a lot of negative things about LinkedIn, that LinkedIn is just for old guys, it's not meant to be where Web3 exists and other things. So comparing and contrast, what is your experience so far with the two platforms, Twitter and LinkedIn? Yeah, as a marketer.
Yeah, I think Twitter in crypto is also very important, not just for projects, but for people or marketers themselves. I initially didn't do anything on Twitter in the beginning, but that shifted maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But I'm not approaching it the same way as on LinkedIn. I have more like a Degen style profile, which is also anonymous. But I'm also able to like create connections, find interesting people, get into their DMs. But it's a different vibe, and like on Twitter there's it can be a double-edged sword. It depends a lot on who you are following, who you are interacting with, because then the algorithms can serve you one type of thing. So what I like about Twitter is that you can create lists. Lists are a great tool to be more organized. So I have lists for some KOLs that I'm trying to get in touch or interact with. I have lists of marketers that I'm following, learning from. I have lists of projects that I'm following and looking at their marketing strategies, what they are doing. So lists are definitely my go-to thing on Twitter. And yeah, like it's a different thing. It's true, but I cannot say that one is better than the other. Both are different in each way. Twitter feels more like more anonymized, I would say. Also, a lot of people are not showing who they are, and it also affects maybe how they are communicating. On LinkedIn, definitely more professional. And from my experience, I can't say that you cannot find people who are skilled or don't know what they are talking about, that they are just pretending. What some people on Twitter say is definitely not true. There are great people on LinkedIn. I would suggest to play with both platforms, see what works for you, and get best of both worlds.
Yeah. So, but for you personally and for your brand, you've been using LinkedIn the most, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's cool. That's cool. So now, how will you advise a noob like using the experiences from your own personal journey? How will you advise a noob that wants to kickstart, like start something in Web3? Someone that just want to start out in Web3. What is your own process that you give to such individual?
I guess it depends on your profession or where you want to specialize. If you are a marketer, then I would say first just get involved, start to learn about the industry. That's the most important thing. You cannot be out of loop because it's moving so fast, and you will get outdated really fast. Get involved with projects, find something that you like, that you resonate with, join the community, see how it works. And when you are after that phase that you feel like you understands the basics, understands what the industry is about and what you like, because we have also so many areas like DeFi, NFTs, now RVAs are a big thing, Telegram clicker apps are getting crazy. So find something that you like and get involved, and then it depends. If you are a marketer, maybe start with some minor role, maybe like try to do social media for a project, try to be a community manager for a while. Of course, if you are like established CMO in Web2, maybe this is not the path for you. Maybe you need to do something else, or like leverage your experience to try to get some higher position. But if you are quite new, just start with these basic positions and like work your way up. It's a constant learning procedure. You learn every day, and if you are from some other specialization like a developer or maybe even graphic designer, just also get involved in the project, start to learn. And I think there are a lot of opportunities on the market. I would say even like start your own like little project or start showing your work, and you will get noticed. And something I think that people appreciate, that when you get your hands dirty, as they say, then you can actually show something up that you did something. I think projects will appreciate that, and you will get more chance. For example, like if I would be, let's say, I don't know, content writer, and I would want to join a project, I wouldn't just write them like, hey, this is me, this is my portfolio, are you looking for content writer or something like that. I would go deeper, try to understand the project, maybe look at their previous content, come up with some suggestions what you would do better, what do you like about it. I think this more like active approach works much better when you are trying to get into this industry.
That's cool. I love the breakdown, the deep breakdown. Yeah, and as a development company now, what about, are there projects that you have worked with that are Web3 focused, or project that aims to be Web3 focused, but the solution that they actually need is not mainly Web3? When I say mainly Web3, almost every project now wants to launch a token. Almost every project now wants to do what other projects are doing, whereby some of their services can just be streamlined to some certain parts of Web3, not just integrating every Web3 tech into their services. Maybe that's one. Have you actually worked with projects like that? And how do you advise projects? Do you as a marketer now? Do you advise projects?
Yeah, we advise them, but mostly on their product that they are building. We don't advise them on marketing. Usually, projects have their own marketing. Nowadays, we also get experience about marketing because we are closely involved with the project, so we know what they do, what works for them, and we can leverage this experience, give some points to other projects that they are trying to do something similar. But there's not one path, so not everything will work for the same projects. One thing that I think is very important is like maybe it sounds a bit cliche, but get some partnerships going on. Like find some projects that you can collaborate with. This is a great way to get more exposure. You can leverage the other projects community, but it's also double-edged sword. You can also seem sometimes a bit desperate, so you have to be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Can I know your marketing process for any project that comes to you? Okay. Because is it that you start with the budget? You are like, hey, what's your budget? Or you are like, oh, your vision aligns with our vision, and we think we can just work big things together, even if the budget is actually low. How do you feel about that?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I said, what's your marketing processes for brands? Assuming like clients now, if any client comes to you and they're like, oh, we love your services, we love what you do, and we want you to help us with marketing. Yeah. So how does it go? How do you run that?
Yeah, I cannot comment on that because we don't do marketing ourselves. We can help people. We can like connect them with some partners that we think really make sense, but we don't have a process for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now, as a what's it called? As a marketing manager at Clevius, how do you spend your day? Is it that you spend your whole day working? How do you balance? How do you strike balance between your work ethics and your normal life activities?
Yeah. So my main tool is my calendar. So I have pre-planned some activities that I'm doing that are repeating. So that's how I stay organized. Sometimes, of course, there are some urgencies that comes in, and you need to shift your focus. Yeah, but I think that's my main thing. So like each day I have like half an hour to work on our company Twitter. I have some time to work on our blogs. Then I also work on our partnerships. I try to keep our clients also informed if we are doing something that might be interesting for them. One thing I didn't mention is that I'm also like building a network of like KOLs that we can also provide for our clients. Yeah, so it's a different thing every day, but also sometimes same.
Well, I was about asking you that. Do you have any side project that you are building? And you just talked about that. I love that. So what do you think? Now, what prompted you into building that? What was the problem that you saw in the industry, and you be like, oh wow, I think I can create a solution for this?
Do you mean like me personally or like our company?
Yeah, you personally.
Yeah, I feel I haven't found this yet. What I would like to eventually do, I would like to help more marketers transition into Web3, but not on a global level, but on a local level. I'm thinking about doing let's say, sorry, I lost word. Like an event where I would introduce them to Web3 and maybe get in touch, maybe start a little community for people who are interested. I am as a marketer. I'm also part of some marketing communities, so I'm trying to pitch in there when I have something to say. But lately, I didn't have much time to add more value. Yeah, I'd just like to help more people, like to see what this industry about. But I think it's also quite hard for me to explain to people who don't understand what's blockchain, like to really explain to them simply so they understand it and they get that click that gets them interested. I haven't found this formula that would work. Usually when I try to talk about it to something new, I fail horribly and they just tell me like to stop. They don't want to hear more.
Yeah. I think it's just a general problem. Explaining what Web3 is like, or onboarding some kind of professionals into this space is actually very tedious, especially when they haven't. Because I still believe that presently, even where I am, there are still a lot of people that don't know anything yet about this technology. They don't know anything yet, and these guys are still digital nomads. Yeah, some of them have gotten awareness about it, but the rise, don't let me use the word the rise and fall of what's called the speculative assets now. Let me say the market sentiment has covered the whole utility, like the whole use cases of what Web3 can do. Everyone does things. Web3 is about cryptocurrencies, free money from airdrops, meme tokens, and all those things. So I think it's somehow tedious. Well, I believe in you, and you are doing a great work by offering a solution already. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I wouldn't mind if there are other things you would want to share. You want to share to people out there.
I don't know. One thing I would advise to everyone in this industry is what I mentioned earlier. Get your hands dirty. Even if you are not like building anything yourself, just get involved with products, use them, try them for yourself. You will see if something has potential, something is useful to you, and support each other. Yeah, I think that's my message.
Yeah, the support is needed. We all need to support each other. Yeah, for people that will be listening to this pod, what was the can we talk about the portfolio of reviews now? Yeah, like what are the brands you've worked with and biggest achievements so far? You can just share some of your success stories.
Yeah, so we are mostly focusing on development on EVM chains. So Ethereum or other L2s, that's our daily bread. I think we've had most clients in the DeFi sector. We had some GameFi projects, and nowadays we are branching out also to Ton and Telegram apps. We've also built some Telegram trading bots. So that's our core expertise. But as our team is growing, we are now also slowly starting to get more involved in Solana. Yeah, and we do everything except marketing. So from product discovery phase, where we help founders to get their idea straight about their product, to like tell them if really it makes sense or if they should pivot. Then to design, we do great design. We have designers. We won some awards for some rebrands that we did. And then, of course, front and back end development work. That's the core of the business.
Mm. Wow. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And I would love to say, for the sake of guys that are out there, and like for you too, I wouldn't know if you have founders that are that owns DeFi project and are looking for VCs to support. Yes, I'm just a connectivity. I can actually help with that. There is someone that can help them with fast funding, like very fast funding, if all T and C's are rich and all those things. Just in case you have, if there's anyone listening there and to you, yes, I just slide into my DM and we can have a talk. Yeah. So, what would you tell anyone that wants to reach out to you on behalf of Clivios? Okay, where's the best platform to reach out to you? Is it Telegram, LinkedIn, X, or what?
Anything works. We are active everywhere. I think Telegram is the fastest way to get in touch and get response. But even if
Okay.
you DM us on Twitter or LinkedIn, we will also get to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. Maybe one thing I would add, what we also do, if projects are struggling with the funding, we also do this venture approach
Okay.
where if we really like the project, if we think that it makes sense, then sometimes we let projects to pay us partially in their future token. So this also creates more
Hey, hello.
more
Hello. I think I
deep
lost you all.
relationship between us, because you are
Hey,
part of the investors and we are.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay. I think we are back now.
I
Okay.
oh sorry.
Now, for the projects that you help with funding, they must have what's it called? They must have a product already, because or what? Because I have this person in my DMs now, and I've been trying very hard to help the person out, but they don't have the product yet. They have their landing page, and all those things. They have their approach, every other thing that is needed actually, but they're actually seeking help to get funds so that they can start with the product phase. Do you help those kind of companies too?
Yeah, so we have also partners who are VCs. So if there's a really interesting project that we think that can be successful, we also connect
Okay.
them with the investors, and that can also work. Yeah.
Sorry, as regards the last question, I said there is this project that they don't have the product yet, but they have other things like every of their documents, their pitch checks, everything is in check, and they are looking towards building the products. Now they are in the product phase, but they need help with raising capitals to actually do that. So uh, I'm saying, do you guys support? Like, can you guys support those kind of projects too?
Yeah, it depends on the project. They can of course get in touch, and if we like the project, if we evaluate it and think it makes sense, then we have partnerships with the VCs. We can get them. They and then it's up to them to pitch for them and see if it works.
Okay, no problem then. I'll connect them with you. I'll connect them with you. The DMs. So, can I ask this question? What's your best delicacy?
Best delicacy? What do you mean?
Yeah, like, okay, what's the best food?
Best food?
Yeah.
Tough question. I like all kind of food. Like I'm foodie. If I would have to say one thing, I would mention one cuisine, and that's Italian cuisine. I love Italian food. Anything
Oh,
pasta, pizza.
wow.
That's for me.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, John. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thanks for the value that you've disseminated in this pod, and I'm so certain that there are people out there that would have gotten a lot of it, and guys are actually looking up to roles that you have been into. I'm very sure that they will have gotten a lot of value from this episode. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.